Welcome everyone to the regular meeting of the Board of June 18th. I'd like to acknowledge that we're meeting on the traditional land, the Saugeen Ojibwe Nation, which is represented by the communities of Saugeen First Nation and the Chippewas of Nawash Unceded First Nation. We also thank the Métis Nation of Ontario, whose history and people are well represented in Bruce and Grey counties. Tonight we have received regrets from Trustee Long. And for our moment of reflection, welcome everyone to our final board meeting of the 2023-2024 school year. It is so nice to see a full house this evening as we join together for a special celebration in just moments. We will be presenting our annual Awards of Excellence in honor of outstanding contributions by volunteers in our schools and communities. First, I would like for us to share a moment of reflection and acknowledgement of the many individuals in our schools and work sites who contributed in some way to student success and well-being this past year. We have wonderful volunteers in Bluewater, and we also have amazing students, staff, parents, guardians, families, community and education partners. I would also like to mention my fellow trustees around the table as we consider our work and decisions over these last 10 months. This is also the time of year for exciting student transitions as we extend congratulations to our 2024 graduates. This includes all our secondary, grade 8, kindergarten, and adult education grads. We wish each of you every success as you move forward to new adventures. Then there are our retiring staff members. A completely different but equally exciting adventure awaits you. Thank you for your dedicated service and contributions to our students and families, and congratulations on this important career milestone. Please join me now as we pause to reflect on and share our collective gratitude for the many achievements and contributions made in our Bluewater schools and work sites during the 2023-2024 school year.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
That's out of order.
Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us.
That is out of order.
Into temptation, and deliver us. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Thank
The
you.
gallery is not to speak, and I would ask you all to leave. Yep. Just leave.
I think that's kind of arbitrary for a first offense.
I asked you to stop, and you didn't.
Actually, I didn't.
I was leading the prayer. I will be the fault person.
And you can leave.
I'm an elected trustee. I will stay.
We don't do the list for in our meetings.
There's accommodation for religious underage human rights. We just did it. Thank you, Lord.
It's
Continue.
extremely offensive.
Maybe so. But it's a human rights consideration.
It's my right, too.
Yes, it is.
We're going to take a 5-minute recess, and I apologize to our guests. Trustee Cutton, this is not what we do at our meetings. Religious accommodation would occur at a different location. As I asked you to stop and you didn't, and then I asked you to leave and you refused, you'll be an observer at this meeting and won't be recognized during the meeting.
Can you put that in minutes, please?
We are to the approval of the agenda. And I'd just like to note that C2B, Multi-Year Strategic Plan Priorities Update Report, the title should have read 2023-2024. And with that adjustment, everyone was informed of that earlier. I'm looking for a mover and a seconder. Trustee McComb, Trustee Lutz. All in favor? That is carried. Is there any disclosure of pecuniary interest on any of the agenda items before you this evening? And we are to the approval of the regular meeting of the board minutes of May 21st. Could I have a mover and seconder that the minutes of the regular meeting of the board of May 21st, 2024 be approved as printed? Trustee Lutz, Trustee Morgan. Are there any errors or omissions? I see none. All in favor? Approval of the committee of the whole board meetings from June 4th. Could I have a mover and seconder that the minutes of the committee of the whole board meeting of June 4th, 2024 be approved as printed? Trustee Craig, Trustee Lutz. Are there any errors or omissions? I see none. All in favor? And that is carried. Is there any business arising from the minutes? I see none. And we are to our Excellence in Education Awards of Excellence. I would like to invite the Director of Education, Wilder, to speak to the awards of excellence.
Good evening, everyone. This is a very special evening when we get to recognize very special people who have given so much back to our board and our students and staff, and we are here with gratitude and a lot of thanks. So the Awards of Excellence program strives to recognize in a tangible way some of the extraordinary efforts and outstanding contributions made by our community members from each family of schools. And a family of schools refers to that of a local secondary school and their partner elementary schools. Community members are nominated from within their school communities through the school principal, and then they're selected within each family of schools. Consideration is given to the level of dedication, commitment, and the demonstration of support which directly benefits the students and the school. I am pleased to present this report today recognizing our very special volunteers in Blue Water District School Board. So today I appreciate the assistance of the trustees with these presentations, and following a brief introduction and presentation to the award recipient, the recipient will be given an opportunity to speak if you so choose. No requirement to do so. I saw some nervous faces over there. That's only if you choose to do so. So you can start thinking about it now in case you want to. At the end of that, when everybody's received their presentation, we will have a brief recess for a photo of the group. And I will just start then. So we have our family schools represented by Bruce Peninsula District School and Peninsula Shores District School. This is our first award recipient. So I would introduce our presenters, Jane Thompson, and I think Michelle Richie coming forward as well. Thank you very much.
On behalf of Trustee Ritchie and myself and the whole Board of Trustees, I'd like to invite Stephanie Cosgrove to join us at the front. The Award of Excellent recipient for the Bruce Peninsula District School, Peninsula Shores District School Family of Schools is Stephanie Cosgrove, who was nominated by Amabel Sobel Community School Principal Nicole Jackson Hamilton. Stephanie embodies the spirit of dedication and support within the Amabel Sobel Community School community. She has been a consistent and invaluable presence, serving as co-chair of Annabelle Sowell's School Council, a dedicated volunteer for the school's reading program, and a diligent caretaker of the school's social media presence. She ensures that lost items find their way back to their owners and actively engages with parents through the school's online platforms. Stephanie's commitment to student success and fostering a positive school culture is unwavering. For years, she has lent her time and expertise to various committees and initiatives, always with the betterment of Blue Water students in mind. Whether it's spending Tuesday mornings, helping struggling readers, or coordinating the annual book fair, Stephanie's impact is felt far and wide. Additionally, her proactive approach to volunteering and her willingness to go above and beyond are truly commendable. Stephanie's advocacy for Annabelle Sowell Community School is a testament to her passion for education and community involvement. Blue Water District School Board is incredibly fortunate to have her among us. Please join me in expressing our heartfelt gratitude to Stephanie for all she does for our board.
I would like to invite Trustee Morgan to the podium to present for the Family Schools Georgian Bay Community School.
Good evening. I'd like to, first of all, invite Arnis, I'm sorry, I got that wrong. The Award of Excellence recipient for the Georgian Bay Community School family is Arnis Hukens. Yes? Who was nominated by the Beaver Valley Community School principal, Allison Jury, and teacher, Audrey McDonald. I stand before you today to celebrate the remarkable contributions of Arnis, a dedicated volunteer, retired administrator who continues to make a profound impact on the education of our children. Arnis has spearheaded numerous initiatives, including applying for and securing significant funding for the Beaver Valley Community Schools gardens and environmental education programs. Arnis has been instrumental in nurturing the school's butterfly gardens. He has worked closely with the students to research native butterflies and flowers. His efforts also extend beyond its school grounds. He has secured additional funding for the school backyard project, aiming to create more garden areas for birds and insects. His vision extends to inspiring families to reciprocate these spaces in their own backyards, thus contributing to a wider environmental conservation effort in school. This is Thornbury, by the way. Moreover, Arnis generally volunteers his time to educate students in various environmental topics, from beekeeping to tree identification. His commitment to pollinator conservation is evident through his involvement with community groups. In summary, Arnis is a shining example of community mindedness with a passion for environmental initiatives. His timeless dedication and selfless contributions have enriched the lives of the Blue Water District School Board students and the wider community. I'd also like to say the school looks fabulous. Let us all express express our thanks to Ernest for his valuable service and unwavering commitment to education and environmental stewardship. Thank you.
I won't say a lot except thank you to Allison and Audrey at the school. And I worked in York Region School Board, ways from here, for 34 years. And when I accepted an invitation to help at the Beaver Valley Community School, it was just an immediate love to get involved. It's hard to leave a school system. And transposed here, it's just an amazing place to help out. And the school is so receptive and supported with all the things that are possible there. So thank you very much.
And Audrey, it's lovely to see you. I coached Audrey back in the day. That's a lot of years ago. Nice to see you. I'd like to invite Chair Thompson to the podium to recognize the recipient from Grey Highlands Secondary School, Family Schools. And Sharon Harper, if you would join us. The award of excellent recipient for Grey Highlands Secondary School Family of Schools is Sharon Harper, who was nominated by Dundalk and Proton Community School Principal Kathy Griffin and Vice Principal Jessie Ironside. Sharon is a dedicated volunteer who brings a smile to the faces of students and staff at Dundalk and Proton Community School. After years as an Ontario Student Nutrition Program Coordinator in Peel Region, Sharon retired from her job only to embrace a new role in Dundalk with boundless enthusiasm, that role leading to the school's SNAP program. Her commitment is unparalleled. Rain or shine, Sharon is at Dundalk and Proton Community School almost every day, ensuring that 400 young and sometimes picky eaters have delicious and nutritious snacks. From planning menus to assembling trays for 16 classrooms, she works tirelessly to make sure every child has something tasty to munch on. Sharon's effort embody Blue Water District School Board's core values. She upholds high standards for food quality, ensures equal access for all students, and supports the board's initiative promoting nutrition and physical activity. With Sharon at the helm, the school's kitchen is not just a place to eat, but a haven of health and safety. Thank you, Sharon, for the care and devotion you show to Blue Water students, staff, and families. Trustee Atkinson, I invite you to the podium, please, to introduce our John Diefenbaker Senior School Award recipient.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to invite Alanda Motz to come forward, please. The Award of Excellence recipient for the John Diefenbaker Senior School Family of Schools is Alanda Motz, who is nominated by John Diefenbaker Senior School Principal Andrew Riddick and Donview Public School Principal Shona Anderson. Alanda previously served on Donview Public Schools Parent Council, which is where I met her. More recently is the recipient of the Malcolm Award with Canadian Parents for French Ontario for her outstanding 13-year tenure and contributions to CPF-ON network. Her unwavering dedication as a volunteer in stewardship for French programming has extended to our schools and our school communities. Alanda's advocacy for French programming resonates deeply
Through CPF Ontario, she has orchestrated transformative experiences for Blue Water students in schools, such as arranging Indigenous speakers and mesmerizing group dance performances at schools. Her commitment to inclusivity is palpable as she brings these transformative experiences to our schools across the district. In championing Blue Water District School Board's strategic plan, priorities of safe, supportive learning community, and fostering community engagement, Alanda stands for as a pillar of strength. Her support for French instruction, both within the schools and across the community, reflects a profound commitment to language acquisition and cultural appreciation. Her contributions to our board's French programs spanning core and immersion have been nothing short of novel. Her proactive approach in sourcing resources and promoting French language culture has enriched the educational journey for our students at every turn. Thank you, Alanda, for your extraordinary service and unwavering dedication to the Blue Water District School Board.
So thank you. That was very, very humble to receive this. As Tracy mentioned, I certainly do have a passion for the French as a second language, and just honestly been very thankful that I can have been able to volunteer at the kids' schools and certainly continue to do so. My second one's almost done there, but that doesn't mean that I'm done there. So I'm fortunate for that opportunity. I love being a part of the school community, and as I said, very thankful to enrich the French second language opportunities within the Blue Water District School Board.
I'll invite Trustee Johnstone to talk about the award recipient from King George District Senior School.
So the award of excellence recipient for the Kincardine District Senior School Family of Schools is Jennifer Sinclair, who was nominated by Kincardine District Senior School Principal Dawn Burns and Elgin Market Public School Principal Laura Stockland. Now Jenny, who I've known for a long time, her flight ended up being delayed, so she's unable to be here. So I am, though, going to, talk about Jenny because I think it's important. And I've made arrangements with Dawn as when Jenny comes to the school to get her gift, and I'm actually going to present this to her in a speech. So these are the words that she's going to hear. Since 2022, Jenny has exemplified unwavering dedication as chair for Kincardine District Senior Schools, Home and School, School Councils, by actively contributing to the enhancement of our educational ecosystem. Additionally, she previously served in the role of chair for Elgin Market Public Schools, Home and School Council, further showcasing her commitment to fostering a supportive educational environment. Jenny's advocacy extends beyond mere participation. She champions support for classroom teachers, fundraisers for essential resources like playgrounds and facility donations for school trips and activities. Moreover, Jenny's efforts have extended to securing municipal grants, which directly benefit the Kincardine District family of schools, as well as Kincardine District Senior Schools extracurricular sports by providing new uniforms for the various teams. Her work directly aligns with Blue Water District School Board's strategic plan priorities of stewardship of resources and community engagement. Jenny ensures that resources are allocated efficiently, balancing the needs of both the academic and extracurricular activities. Furthermore, she fosters community engagement through effective communication channels and ensures that every voice is heard, even those who may struggle to participate in person. Jenny's passion for the Kincardine District Senior School, family of schools, and community continues to grow, making her an invaluable asset to the board's collective efforts. I really find that Jenny has tirelessly dedicated herself and commitment to making a difference in our schools. So I'm going to tell her that when I get to see her. Thank you very much.
Trustee Craig, I invite you to the podium to talk about the award recipient from Owen Sound District Secondary School.
This is definitely my pleasure. I don't know Carol Sue, but I know from this that she's an extraordinary young woman. The words here include perseverance, ableness, and further on here, resilience, self-direction, adaptability, innovation, and advocacy. An extraordinary set of characteristics that this young woman embodies. What is most remarkable is that she started out at Hillcrest Elementary School, so Dawn may know her better than I do, and she then moved to and became a vital library volunteer at Alexandra Community School. What's extraordinary about her is that she communicates using what is called a head mouse, which is a techie kind of device that enables people to communicate by moving their head. So she's, apart from all those adjectives, she is an extraordinary example of somebody who did not allow any kind of disability to hold her back. She's definitely worthy of an award of excellence. It's my pleasure to bestow it, even though unfortunately she's not with us tonight. Thank you.
I would now like to invite Trustee Lutz and Trustee Ritchie to talk about the Saugeen District Senior School recipient.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to invite Kim Franco to come up, and did I say that correctly? Yes, you did. Good. I'm so glad you're here tonight. The Award of Excellence recipient for the Saugeen District Senior School Family of Schools is Kim Franco, who is nominated on behalf of Aaron Terra Elementary School by Principal Sarah Reed. We want to highlight Kim's exceptional dedication to Blue Water District School Board. She was school council chair at Aaron Terra Elementary School for several years and has led initiatives like the Breakfast Club program, which supports our students and families. She has secured funds for the school's music initiatives, organized events like the annual book fair, and tended to the school's student tranquility garden. Her volunteer work in classrooms and libraries, from cataloging books to donating supplies, has been invaluable. Kim has made significant strides in supporting Blue Water District School Board's strategic plan. She's supported struggling families with donations for school trips and supplies, fostering a safe and supportive learning community. Her effective communication has garnered support from various groups, resulting in donations for new instruments and playground equipment. For over a decade, Kim has tirelessly supported our board through her tireless volunteer work. Her generosity extends beyond fundraising. During her role as a school council chair, she demonstrated her resourcefulness to facilitate succession planning for future school council chairpersons. In recognition of her outstanding contributions, we proudly present Kim with this award of excellence. Let's express our sincere gratitude to Kim for her impactful contributions.
Forget everything. And I have a record yesterday and everything. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And Trustee Ritchie is here with us. She will introduce the recipient from Walkerton District Community School here.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I apologize, I don't know this person individually or anything, but they sound like a great person, and in our ways, you sound like an Andy, like a true Andy, so it's really nice. The Award of Excellence recipient for the Walkerton District Community School Family and Friends is Dale Manero, who was nominated by Chesley District Community School Principal Lisa Gilbert. Today, we express our deepest gratitude to Dale, a remarkable volunteer who has dedicated countless years in Chesley District Community School. Dale's commitment to the Breakfast Club program, her nurturing presence in the primary and developmental learning classes, and her infectious smile and encouragement have touched the hearts of both students and staff alike. Really tall. Many know Dale. Sorry, Dale, I didn't even call you out. I'm sorry. Many know Dale as honorary grandma of Chesley District Community School, a title earned through her unwavering support and care for everyone she meets. Her volunteer work not only benefits individual students by providing literacy support and warm presence, but also supports the entire school through her contributions in the Breakfast Club program. Dale's dedication embodies the essence of a true community partnership. Her compassionate approach to student well-being and her commitment to enhancing literacy skills exemplify the values of quality education. We are incredibly fortunate to have Dale as part of the Chesley District Community School family, and we wholeheartedly appreciate her unwavering dedication. Thank you, Dale, for your tireless efforts and your positive impact you bring to the Water District School Board each week.
Well, that is the end of our awards of excellence, and I would just like everybody to do one last round of applause for all of our wonderful. We truly couldn't do it without you, and we thank you very, very much. So we will take some time now. Jamie Pettit, our communications officer, is going to take you out into the hallway for a photo of all of the recipients. So we'll take maybe 5 minutes, Jamie, and then we will reconvene. So congrats and thanks.
A delegation tonight. I'd like to invite Gord Dunbar, Christina Wahi, and Sandy Blackwood to do their presentation. And prior to the meeting, prior to the meeting, they were provided with the bylaw requirements for all delegations to follow. As a reminder, you have 10 minutes, and I can give you a wave at the 9-minute mark. And then following that, trustees will have an opportunity for questions of clarification if required. So welcome, and
Thank you very much. Let me introduce our delegation. Whoops, and I seem to have gotten off track already. Here we go. This is Christine Wahi, who is our director and Kincardine Pride for Communications, and also the designer of this slideshow. And Sandy Blackwood, who is here supporting us, and just so happens to be the president of Kincardine Pride, and I'm Gord Dunbar, and I'm the secretary of Kincardine Pride. And so here we go. Briefly, here's what we're going to cover this evening in less than 10 minutes, I promise. A thank you, logo collaboration, principal connection, poster collaboration, pirate glitter beer, Kincardine Pride book donations, Kincardine Pride 2024 celebrations, and going forward. First, I want to say thank you, and most importantly, we want to thank the Blue Water District School Board for your ongoing support and advocacy for all students, but especially for Two-Spirit LGBTQIA+ students who can feel so very isolated in these days of polarizing attacks. Your support has provided a safer atmosphere within which students can be affirmed in their diversity. For example, Kincardine Pride approached the art department at Kincardine District Senior School for creative student help to modify our logo design. Our original logo was created 7 years ago, but it didn't include representation of the wider diversity we now know is needed. Indeed, we received feedback from the community asking us for an appropriate update. As you can see, the updated logo, created by a talented student, includes the intersex symbol within the yellow lighthouse stripe. As well, additional colors encircling the logo are like a partial halo and are derived from the Pride Progress flag. This simple but powerfully effective modification embraces a diversity that better represents our community. In gratitude, Kincardine Pride donated to the art department at KDSS. Sometimes a chance meeting provides connection. I was personally meeting with a principal to discuss a newcomer family through another volunteer position I hold. During our conversation, the principal discovered that I was on the board of Kincardine Pride. Leaping at the opportunity, the principal asked for guidance around the use of pronouns, in particular, pronouns for trans students who did not wish to share their identities with their families yet. Sadly, there are always a variety of reasons for this fearful reluctance. Teachers are sensitive to student fears and have been asking the principal for a better understanding of trans issues, including what is called dead naming. I was able to provide solid information secured from a psychiatrist in Toronto, who also happens to be my gay brother-in-law. His scientific research in clinical studies has been both published and peer-reviewed, matching his experience as a practicing psychiatrist. This kind of collaboration between school staff and Kincardine Pride builds positive connections within the community that is rooted in science instead of in perception. Building upon such connections, Kincardine Pride appreciates the opportunity for collaborating with local schools. For example, an art collaboration conceived by Christina. Four local schools participated in an art initiative where students created posters celebrating pride and affirming diversity based on this year's theme of We Are Family. These posters are now displayed at the Kincardine Public Library branch as a part of a Pride art installation. And a selection of 8 posters has also been printed and are being distributed for display by local businesses. In fact, I have copies of them that you obviously are already passing around. I seem to be behind myself. This is an image of the cover of the book, Pirate Glitterbeard, written and illustrated by local teacher Larissa Crawley and her mother, Oksana, for which Larissa has given us enthusiastic permission to share with all of you here. Conceived and led by Kevin Larson, Kincardine Pride donated 28 copies of the book to local elementary schools with permission of the elementary school administrators as a way of affirming diversity through this ongoing story. It's a story of a pirate and his crew who learn that they can just be themselves, which is the greatest treasure in life. You even have a copy with me. I guess I'm passing that around as well. I would like it back. It's my grandson's.
Kincardine Pride takes seriously our goal of creating a family-friendly atmosphere of inclusion and of celebration around Pride. That is why our theme for Pride this year is, as I said, We Are Family. For example, beyond Pride flag-raising events, which included one at Kincardine OPP detachment, Pride weekend will begin Friday night, June 21st, with an ecumenical, affirming diversity worship service at Kincardine United Church, where I serve as one of the ministers. On Saturday, June 22nd, the bulk of Pride festivities are scheduled. Pride Parade begins at 11 a.m., winding through Kincardine, including the downtown core. In fact, posters I handed out a few minutes ago show the parade route. The parade ends at Dunsmore and McPherson Park, where a family-style party will continue until 4 p.m. The party includes food prepared and served by the Lions Club, as well as varied activities for children and their families. Indeed, the professionally provided activities will attract children of all ages, expanding on what was offered last year. That evening, there will be a concert by popular Canadian roots rocker and singer-songwriter Sarah Smith, featured at the Kincardine Centre for the Arts beginning at 8:30 that evening. Now, our delegation is not intended to resemble some sort of show and tell. Instead, we wish to recommend that you, the Blue Water District School Board, continue affirming diversity while collaborating with inclusive nonprofit groups like ours. By doing so, not only do our schools become safer and more welcoming spaces for all students and staff, but our communities similarly become safer places for all citizens. Thank you for your time and for your willingness to listen.
Thank you so much. Do trustees have any questions of clarification for our presenters tonight?
Do we have any idea of the ages of the kids that did the posters? Please and thank you.
Yes, we do. It was from kindergarten up to grade 8. So it was 4 local schools that participated.
Great, thanks.
Trustee Lutz?
Thank you for the presentation, and I just want to say I had a sneak peek of the posters. I forget where I saw them online. I know you've been distributing them. That sounds weird, but I just want to say I've been enjoying them, and I want to thank you for all the work you do in the schools and in the communities, because I know for a few years now you've been supporting our schools in a lot of wonderful ways. So thank you very, very much for the support you give the students and the schools.
Johnson?
I just, before you leave, you can't leave yet. I just want to thank you all very much. You represent Kincardine and make us all very proud. And thank you very much for doing such a positive delegation before the board this evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we'll get your book back for you. Next, we have a delegation response. We have 3 delegation responses to do. The first, it's as per our board bylaws, section 6.5, a response for a delegation presented on May 21st regarding student youth engagement. That was our police presentation from the town of Blue Mountains. And it was discussed at executive committee, and our recommendation is that the delegation be received for information. There was no request of action in their presentation, and that a written response be sent on behalf of the Board of Trustees in accordance with section 6.51 and 6.52. And I'm looking for your agreement that that's what we do. I see agreement, thank you. The next is the delegation from regarding trustee code of conduct. And again, it was discussed at executive committee. And our recommendation for this delegation is be handled with a letter on behalf of the Board of Trustees. This delegation requested action by the board that is outside of the action that we would be able to take. We're governed by the regulations through the ministry. So we're suggesting that the letter on behalf of the Board of Trustees providing reference to our requirements under the Education Act and its regulation in accordance with 6.51 and our bylaws. And again, I'm looking for support that people, okay, support. And our third delegation that we are looking for a response was regarding mobile devices within the school setting. And we are recommending that this delegation be received for information and that a written response be sent on behalf of the Board of Trustees in accordance with 6.51, 6.52 of the bylaws. They were asking that we perhaps go beyond the scope of what our policy may end up looking like. So we're receiving it as information. We've heard from them, but our recommendation would be just to acknowledge that we listened. If everyone's comfortable with that. Thank you. Reports from Committee of the Whole Board. So recommendations from the Committee of the Whole Board of June 4th. There are 4 recommendations coming forward from the Committee of the Whole Board meeting on June 4th. I'll be the mover of these motions and will be seeking a seconder. First, moved by the Blue Water District School Board approved the Bruce Peninsula District school students participate in the Fall Hike Outers Program October 16th to 18th, 2024. Seconder, Trustee Morgan. All in favor? Thank you, that is carried. Next, the Blue Water District School Board approved the John Diefenbaker Senior School students participate in the New York 2025 field trip, May 15th to 18th, 2025, contingent that it aligns with all travel advisories at the time of the trip. Moved by myself, seconded by Trustee Atkinson. All in favor? That is carried. And that Blue Water District School Board approved that current BP 1107-D performance review, Director of Education, be marked as under review on the board website as it conflicts with the requirements of Ontario Regulation 83/24 until such time that a revised BP 1107-D is approved to replace it. Moved by myself, seconded by Trustee Johnson. All in favor? Thank you, that is carried. And finally, the Blue Water District School Board approved Board Policy BP 6601-D Student Awards and Recognition as revised for system use. Moved by myself, seconded by Trustee McComb. All in favor? That is carried. I would like to invite Business Committee of the Whole Board Chair John Stone to speak to the Business Committee of the Whole Board from the board.
So this is was originally a report, is now coming before the board for final approval. I am going to put the motion on the floor that the Blue Water District School Board approve the 2024-2025 budget in the amount of $277,378,764 in revenues, $277,126,977 in expenses, and $251,787 in net revenue contributions. I'm looking for a mover for that. Thank you, Trustee Craig. Second, Trustee Morgan. Any further discussion concerning that recommendation that was previously discussed in the Business Committee? I see none. All in favor? And that is carried. Congratulations, you passed our budget for next year. That's a big accomplishment, and it's a lot of money. Next, that the Blue Water District School Board delegate authority to the Director of Education and Superintendent of Business Services and Treasurer to sell or purchase land for the period of June 27th through to September 3rd, 2024. Can I have a mover for that, please? Thank you, Trustee McComb, and seconded Trustee Atkinson. All in favor? And that is carried. And that's my report. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now I'd like to invite Vice Chair Johnstone to speak to the report from today's Committee of the Whole Board in camera meeting.
And thank you very much. So I will be moving all these motions and looking for someone to second it. So the first one, that the agenda of June 18, 2024, Committee of the Whole Board in camera meeting be deemed to meet the legislative requirements for discussion in camera. Can I have a seconder for that, please? Thank you, Trustee Thompson. All in favor? And that is carried. That the Blue Water District School Board ratify the memoranda of settlement with EFO Blue Water Vocational Teachers Local for the period of September 1st, 2022 to August 31st, 2026. I'm moving it and I'm looking for someone to second it. Thank you very much, Trustee Craig. All in favor? And that is carried. And finally, that the Blue Water District School Board ratify the memoranda of settlement with EFO Teachers Bargaining Unit Blue Water Local for the period of September 1st, 2022 to August 31st, 2026. Should I have someone to second this? Thank you very much. Trustee Morgan, all in favor? And that is carried, and that's the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any new notice of motions this evening? I see none. The notice of motion brought forward by Trustee Kaikkonen will be deferred to the September board meeting, as Trustee Kaikkonen is not part of our meeting this evening. Committee establishments and appointments. There are no committee establishments or appointments this evening. And I'd like to invite Trustee Robinson to bring us the Student Senate report.
All right. So students in Blue Water District School Board are wrapping up the school year, preparing for exams, and finishing up final projects. Many students are looking forward to a relaxing summer break that is quickly approaching. Many schools recently hosted final assemblies, but that included engaging activities such as music, slideshows, and even a minute to win it. There have also been many athletic and award banquets in several of the secondary schools, and Peninsula Shores presented a student-directed and managed play called 1718 about growing up. And SDSS had their play Adam's Family recently, which was a huge hit. And Gray Highlands Secondary School also put on a musical showcase that was a major success. Saugeen District Senior School and John Diefenbaker hosted their yearly carnivals in which everyone enjoyed, and Gray Highlands had a clean air carnival to provide information and support regarding anti-vaping and smoking. In addition, Gray Highlands Equity Council put on an equity picnic with the school's GSA in honor of Pride Month. Walkerton District Senior School had a free ice cream day, which hit the spot. They also hosted an arts showcase featuring music, a play, and visual arts. Onsan District Secondary School also had their second annual art showcase called Lights in Our Halls, featuring photography, visual arts, a play, sculptures, and even a pinata. Many schools hosted Spirit Weeks where students are encouraged to dress up, and some of the most popular days being Dress as Your Future Career Day, Pajama Day, and the yearly Adam Sandler Day at OSDSS. Many seniors recently attended prom, which was well enjoyed, and grade 10s of BPDS came back from Algonquin, which was well attended. And students of OSDSS recently arrived home from a successful trip to Europe for D-Day. Grade 9s recently completed their EQAO assessments in mathematics, and students of BPDS attended the annual Footnotes Conference in Cypress Lake. This is a leadership opportunity for students grades 9 to 10. Exams start this Friday and end next Wednesday, and that is the 2023-2024 Student Senate signing off.
Do trustees have any questions or comments? Trustee Lutz?
I just want to thank all of you for your insight, your dedication, and your enthusiasm, and your patience this year. And you have been much appreciated, and we are going to miss all of you. I know your replacements will also be really good, but we are going to miss you all very much, and we wish you the best of luck in all your future endeavors.
Any other questions or comments? You did a nice job sending that up. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Our staff reports, I would like to invite Director Wilder to speak to this report. It's for our provincial, national, and international award winners from 2023 to 2024. Welcome.
Thank you, Chair Thompson. So we have the report in front of you, which is very fulsome, and each year we attempt to capture a report highlighting all of the numerous provincial, national, and international awards received by students and staff in Blue Water. So the report in your package highlights a number of these awards, but I would like to highlight that a few of these, they're all received in connection with school activities. So we understand that many students and staff who receive recognition for events they participate in outside of school, they're not listed in this report because there's a connection with school somehow, some way. So, additionally, I would like to take an opportunity as we acknowledge the following students and staff on an exceptional job, that we also recognize and commend the many staff, coaches, families, and other supporters who share in these successes. If it weren't for them, the children wouldn't be participating in all the activities they are. So last meeting that we had our Canada-wide Science Fair winners attend here, so big congratulations to our Blue Water team. And I do want to highlight a few others from the report. So Blue Water students continue to excel at numerous math and computer science contests offered through the Centre for Education in Mathematics and Computing at the University of Waterloo. Students from grades 5 to 12 participate in the contest through their school, and these contests promote problem-solving skills while building student confidence in math and computer science. Certificates of distinction are awarded to students who score in the top 25%, and top-scoring participants also appear on the honor roll. A great job to all of our Blue Water students who participated in these contests. Also, we have our student support attendance counselor, Tyler Bray, recently received the Award of Merit at the annual conference hosted by the Ontario Association for Counseling and Attendance Services. The award recognizes individuals who have brought distinction to the profession through service to their community or the association. So we thank Tyler for his dedication to Blue Water students. Our students also had great success at the Ontario Federation of School Athletic Association, also known as OFSA, cross country, lacrosse, Nordic skiing, track and field championships. So they all did a great job there. At our April board meeting, 3 students presented speeches. You might recall the 3 students who were here, and one of these students, you may remember, she was from Mount McCarrick Public School, student Jocelyn Durer. She won first place with her speech at that competition provincially, and it was about being short. So I remember she was very feisty up here in all her shortness. So she won at the provincial level of the junior division of the public speaking competition with the Royal Canadian Legion Youth Program and Remembrance Contest. We had 3 schools this year. Music groups triumphed with their melodies, harmonies, and prowess at the virtual provincial festival with the Ontario Music Festivals Association. And we also had students who stepped up to the challenge at the 2024 Skills Ontario competition, which was held in May at the Toronto Congress Centre. Students from John Diefenbaker took home a gold medal at the Special Olympics Ontario School Championships this year in Chatham. Over 7,000 high school athletes compete across the province in this competition. And just in from today, actually, in the Eco Schools Canada competition, which represents environmental excellence for schools in Canada, John Diefenbaker Senior School was awarded gold status. So, Owen Sound, I want to say too, Owen Sound District Secondary School student Julie Harris received Founders Academic Merit Scholarship at the University of Guelph-Humber. And this scholarship recognizes academic achievement, leadership, and extracurricular activities, and only 10 students nationwide every year are awarded this honor. So you can see such a wide variety, like these awards come from all different aspects of student life, and so we just want to congratulate all of our students who were able to participate and receive these acknowledgements. That's my report.
Thank you so much. Do trustees have any questions or comments? Trustee Craig?
Well, I just went through the process of adding up. I find 42 extraordinary students have been recognized provincially, nationally, or internationally. And the range of ways that they have used their talents is equally extraordinary. I see here the Science Fair, Canada-wide, Centre for Education in Mathematics and Computing, mentioned in a couple of contexts, the Ontario Association for Counseling and Attendance, the Ontario Federation of School Athletics Association. Many, many organizations have recognized the excellence, the extraordinary achievements of our students. I'm very proud of them.
I would just like to make a comment on the Special Olympics, the gold medal. That evening they came home and two of the kiddos I worked with since grade 4 phoned me to tell me how they did, how excited they were. And if you remember, we had talked, in my CDAC report, Bonnie Bentley was wanting to make relationships with SEAC and the Blue Water Board with the Special Olympics. I wish she was here tonight to see that we have done that. We have that connection. So I'll definitely share that with her on Monday. But yeah, they were pretty happy.
Any other questions or comments? Trustee Greg said it very well. It is very, the range is lovely and the students should be congratulated. And it only reflects, I mean, there's still so many more that didn't quite make it to that level, but exceeded also. So, thank you so much. And I guess you'll stay put. Director Wilder will speak to the multi-year strategic plan priorities update 2024-2025. Welcome.
Thank you very much. So trustees are the ones who develop a multi-year strategic plan, which sets the direction for the work of the school board by identifying the values, priorities, and measures for success. It acts as a bit of a compass that guides collective actions for ongoing student-centered improvement across the learning organization. I have to start by saying I'm just an extremely fortunate person being able to work with this amazing senior team. Here to my left, all of their efforts bring life to the multi-year strategic plan, and I want to express publicly here my sincere appreciation and gratitude to all of you and all the work that you do. I greatly value it, your dedication and commitment to your roles. You will see from the report, it's fulsome. It's a big report, but it's because this is a record of all that we've done to meet the priorities of the multi-year strategic plan. And it is to support our students who are here today, the work that we do in the multi-year strategic plan. I also want to thank and acknowledge all of the staff in our schools and our other facilities that we have, because without them, the multi-year strategic plan cannot come to life. It is wonderful to have our union partners here with us, and they've been here for many of our meetings. And I mean, they support their members in ensuring that the multi-year strategic plan is also actioned. So thank you very much for all that you do in your role. It's great to have you here. So this evening, each superintendent will speak to a section that relates to their portfolio, highlighting 2 to 3 ways from the report. So we're not going to go over every nugget, probably going, thank goodness, because there is a lot. They're going to acknowledge maybe 2 to 3 from each section that is with their portfolio, and the ones that have been met this year, and then we'll talk a little bit about next steps for next year. So I will call on Lauren, I guess, first of all, right? And then we'll hold questions to the end, and we will take any questions at the end. So I guess we could all just come, because I know there's some coming in and out. So, Lauren? pet our lips that first of all, we'll start with our first priority.
Through the chair, thank you very much. So I will begin by highlighting a few pieces from priority 1, which is safe and supportive learning community. And I'll begin this report because the portfolio that I support is student support, which includes mental health and well-being. So you'll notice in the report that in this priority 1, we have listed the bullet points organized by Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. Hopefully, throughout this school year, you have heard us speak about those tiers. So to highlight just a few exciting projects this year, in Tier 1, that first bullet point outlines the work of our child and youth workers. And our child and youth workers work directly in our elementary schools. They have been delivering classroom lessons. They are evidence-based around social emotional learning and feelings, and they have visited all of our schools across the district, kind of in a rotation throughout the entire school year. And you can see in the report that they have made 34,412 student contacts. So that means when they've been into a school, they have worked with the primary division, for example, in that entire school, maybe twice, or the primary division and then the junior division. And we're really thankful to them for their work and proud of that work. I also wanted to highlight in Tier 1 that we had sessions delivered virtually by Pine River Institute for our parent and guardian community. And we advertised these with the help of Jamie Pettit through our board social media, as well as schools were sent communication to help advertise. And for virtual sessions for parents, we had very, very good uptake. In some sessions, we had over 300 logins. So for virtual evening events, that was really, really nice uptake to see. I also wanted to highlight one last thing for you from this section, and it's a bullet point around our primary intervention team, or our PIT clinic. This was a new initiative that we tried this year that allowed school teams to phone in to us here centrally with some staff to get some consultation around strategies to help in the classroom if they were experiencing some struggles. And on that PIT clinic team, it might be someone like our Be Safe representative, a mental health worker, maybe even a psychologist, depending on the need. So we tried this model to expand our service. So if we can't get out to all the schools, every day across the entire district, but they could call into us and we could still provide service.
In continuing, switching our focus to staff wellness, one thing I would like to highlight from this year is the work that I have the privilege of doing with our Organizational Health and Wellness Committee. And we had a focus this year where we looked at our Employee and Family Assistance Program. After renegotiating our contract the prior year, we were able to focus on marketing this program to all of our permanent employees through print and electronic resources. We also moved to a new electronic platform, which has a plethora of information and supports that are available to our staff. And we were able to focus on some training that we provided to permanent staff, school-based staff, at the beginning of this year to highlight the resources available through our Employee and Family Assistance Program.
And I'll just highlight a couple next steps before moving on from this section. So a couple pieces that we will continue to be working on is around our trauma-informed and equity-centered work. So we are thinking about our service in that trauma-informed lens, and always with an equity center in the work that we're doing when we are servicing the well-being of students. We also have partnered with Public Health and our coterminous board on an attendance campaign, which is going to be launched in the fall. So we've been working on it this spring, but it is for a fall launch for next school year. And that's been a great partnership that we look forward to continuing. And of course, we have some work to launch procedures and protocols around the PPM 128, that the revisions that were just announced this spring need to be in effect for September 2024. So we will be focusing on that when we get back to school.
And when we move to employee wellness, we know that we have more work to do. That we will be putting a focus on wellness and what that looks like across Blue Water for the staff across our system. So next year will be a focus in looking at what that can look like across our board. And I'll turn things over to Keith.
Thank you, Melissa, through the chair. I'm going to focus on priority 2, which is based around quality instruction within our schools and within the system. And the first strategy initiative, providing relevant learning experiences. In partnership with the University of Windsor, NII, or the New Guild Innovation Institute, hosted the 2nd annual Science Olympics for secondary students at their center campus in Tiverton. I also want to emphasize NII just recently was in the news because we were highlighting with Don Burns, sitting over here from Kincardine, a number of students who participated in the NII co-op program, which we feel was a huge success. This allowed upwards of 25 students to be able to get a 2-credit co-op and experience the energy sector from many different partners in the field. So it's not just a co-op where you go and experience one particular job and repeat that job over and over and over. This was an excellent opportunity because partners would come in and they would teach them about AI for a week or 2. Then they would come in and they might teach them and highlight welding and soldering and how that might apply within their they come up with problem-solving experiences for them. It was absolutely fantastic, a huge success, and look on Facebook for some presentations around that one because it was a great event. We presented the finalized Indigenous Education Framework to trustees. That was 2 years in the making. It started with Dr. Nigan Sinclair and a number of elders and knowledge keepers from both Nawash and Saugeen back in 2022. It has been completed. We posted the framework. We brought it here. We posted it for on the site, and we also brought it to all staff as well. So they're familiar with the framework. We were actually using it today when we were doing a reflection with my department about what we've done and where we are in the process of enhancing what we do within the system in that area. Dual credits. For 21% of our students completing a dual credit this year, that represented the student's final credit for graduation for their OSSD. This is huge. Those dual credit opportunities where a student receives both an Ontario secondary school credit as well as a college credit, either at Georgian College or at Fanshawe, because we have arrangements with both of those colleges. These dual credits provide a wonderful opportunity for students to experience a college type course and receive both of those credits. It's a step ahead for them, and we're seeing this as a huge success for students in terms of credit accumulation and completion. A digital grade 10 history inquiry, finding lost soldiers, will be highlighted in the Grey Roots Museum and Archives and in a number of local legions. This was a joint project between our intermediate and senior tech coach, Hillary Wepler, as well as Jen Morris, a teacher at John Diebenmaker. And this, they were able to take GIS or a satellite software, and satellite identification software, and map and trace the history of soldiers from this area as they trained and then went to war in Europe and then came back or maybe perished and where they were buried. And then they were able to highlight and create interactive maps. The students were able to put their own video accountings of things. It was very impactful, and actually Jen and Hillary presented at ECNO, a conference for technology educators and those in technology and education. Just 2 weeks ago, I was at the conference. They presented to over 400 people, and you could hear a pin drop. A lot of people came up afterwards and said it was just a wonderful way in which they've integrated technology into the classroom, and that's what it was. It was an excellence in the use of technology within the classroom. And lastly, I just wanted to highlight our adults in continuing education. We saw an increase of 306%. That's right, 306% last year in our graduation rate. So we're continuing to boom. This room is too small for our adults graduation, which is tomorrow night, and it's taking place at East Ridge in the auditorium there. It promises to be a wonderful night. It's one of my most favorite graduations, that and the Flex graduation. And if you want to know anything about Flex, just talk to Tracy, because she would be happy to share any information with you. And before I turn it over to Wendy, I'll just mention my one piece around next steps. Further developing community partnerships in collaboration with our community partners through Diversity, Equity, and Inclusive Education Committee. I look over and I thank our union partners. All 3 people sitting at the table there were dressed up and in the Pride Parade with us in Owen Sound on Saturday. We had an absolutely wonderful time, and Bonnie had the tunes going. It was absolutely amazing. Really enjoyed it, and I'm so proud of the work that we're doing. And when Kincardine Pride stands up here and gives us that type of kudos, it feels really good that we're creating welcoming and safe environments for all of our students. Thank you, and to our students too for having that, having the moral guide. They're guided so well, and their moral compass is in the right direction. And I really appreciate all the work that you've done this year. It's been a difficult year, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And over to Wendy for the very important work that her department does.
Don't you forget it, Keith. I'm going to carry on with Priority 2 Quality Instruction. So I'm going to talk about literacy first. To support evidence-informed instructional methods and provide quality instruction in literacy, we've had 6 primary literacy coaches implement the Acadians Reading Screener with grade 2 students to determine which students were in need of intense reading supports. These coaches then worked with small groups of students in kindergarten to grade 3 to provide intensive reading instruction. The coaches also worked with kindergarten and primary teachers to model effective literacy instruction, to co-teach and co-plan together. The Lexia reading program was provided to support Tier 2 reading instruction across primary grades and in some junior and intermediate classrooms. Junior classroom teachers were supported by 2 junior literacy coaches and provided with the book Morpheme Magic, which was provided for all their classrooms. Grade 7 and 8 math and literacy coaches worked with teachers in grade 7 and 8 classrooms to develop instructional strategies and programming for their intermediate students. And learning resource teachers were trained and implemented in the Empower program, reading program, supporting students requiring the Tier 3 interventions. So our next steps in literacy in preparation for September, all senior kindergarten to grade 2 teachers were trained in the implementation of the Acadian Screener in May. Coaches will support classes while teachers implement the reading screener in the fall of 2024. This will identify students in further need of support, and the coaches will continue the work they've been doing to support Tier 2 students and to support the development of teachers' understanding of effective literacy instruction. And now I'll talk about mathematics. The 3-year mathematics achievement plan was developed focusing on the ministry priorities of curriculum fidelity, strengthening mathematics content knowledge, and knowing the mathematics learner. Digital check-in math questions were developed and implemented with some grade 2 and all grade 3, 6, and 9 students at 2 points in the school year. The digital math tool Knowledge Hook is being used in kindergarten to grade 10 classrooms. And primary junior mathematics coaches provided job-embedded mathematics support for educators in 16 priority schools. Grades 7 and 8 intermediate math coaches continue to support high-impact instructional strategies in the mathematics classroom and in the use of MathUp. 2 additional mathematics coaches supported small groups of grade 8 students in preparing for the grade 8 D-Stream mathematics course. Our next steps in mathematics
is to continue with the Math Action Achievement Plan. It's a 3-year plan, and we will be continuing with the digital check-in and math questions, which we will implement 3 times next year in elementary and twice a semester in secondary. We also will be continuing with the support and the use of Math Up and Knowledge Hub research-based resources, and continuing to focus on curriculum fidelity, strengthening math content, and knowing the math learner. And now I'm going to speak to priority 3, which is about community engagement. In my department, we also look after the Parent Involvement Committee. We meet 4 times a year, we meet virtually. And this year we learned about how parents can support flexible thinking in mathematics. We learned about the OSHARE food program and student nutrition programs. We learned about support for multilingual learners. And at a network event held in October, parents also learned about the right to read and about fostering equity. I will turn things over to Andrew.
Thank you all. So just to tack on to the community engagement pillar, we do encourage partnerships as part of our stewardship of resources pillar as well, but we did hold our annual community planning and partnership meeting in April, and we have ongoing dialogue with our community and municipal partners throughout every year. We continue to offer our board facilities to communities, individuals, and service groups through our growing community use of schools program. But I will kind of move over to the pillar number 4, the stewardship of resources. So the management of resources is an integral component of the operation of the Blue Water District School Board. The focus on this past year has been to ensure resources, both human and physical, have been recruited and procured and are in best place to support our strategic goals. So business services itself is many updates come through business committee monthly, but some notable updates from 23-24 include the 23-24 budget and projected financial results. So we are in good shape to stay on track, as you've seen in our interim reports. We remain focused on aligning our revenues with our expenses. As part of the budget development process, we did implement targeted priorities that were, many of which were shared amongst our superintendent's updates tonight. And we continue to build a flexible budget to adapt to in-year changes, such as the Bill 124 retro payments, and to mitigate risks associated with any other changes and funding gaps. We achieved some efficiencies over the years. The notables are an online donation module, which has enhanced accessibility for donors and reduced administrative burden for our staff. We introduced a call center within the Transportation Consortium to address parent and guardian concerns or questions in a more timely and consistent manner. And as far as facilities and capital priorities updates, the new Beavercrest School is progressing nicely and is expected to be completed in 24-25. We'll provide 374 pupil spaces as well as childcare and early on spaces in the town of Markdale. We also had some great news last month, the announcement of the 735 pupil space school in Dundalk. It will host 3-room childcare center. This successful business case will provide some relief to the growing enrollment in pressures in Southgate, and is Blue Water's first growth school in a very long time, decades. So we continue to move forward with that. Next steps in this pillar, as far as business services go, and I'll pass you over to human resources soon. A few notable next steps for 24-25, continued budget maintenance with consideration of the newly released education funding model, which is the core education, as well as labor-related changes now that Bill 124 and collective agreements have been approved, as well as a refresh on our long-term facilities plans for 5- and 10-year periods. So paying close attention to high growth areas in our district, including interim accommodation plans for the town of Dundalk until that growth school is in operation. So with that, I'll pass you over to Melissa.
Thanks, Andy. I truly believe that Blue Water is reflected in the people, our students, our families, and in particular, I want to highlight our staff this year. Staff have worked tirelessly to provide education and other supports across the board, including transportation, finance, and all other things that are required to make things run here in Blue Water. And people do it with a tireless commitment. And part of the responsibility in human resources is around recruitment and hiring. And we know provincially, nationally, that there is more work to be done in this area as we struggle at times to find people. So anyone out there looking for a job, please go to our Blue Water website. But we are continuing our recruitment efforts, and we continue to be creative, accessing social media in different ways in order to reach out and extend beyond our usual measures as it relates to recruitment, as well as we've attended a number of job fairs across our district and outside of our district as we are looking for great people to join us here in Blue Water. So we will continue our initiatives. We know the job is not done. We know that there needs to be continued focused and intentional effort around recruitment in order to meet the needs of our students. And we need to continue this effort with a focus to expand the staff that we have here in Blue Water with the various specialties that they have to offer. In addition, I want to extend a personal note. I've joined the Human Resources Department this year, and I would say the word of the day is partnership. I work with a lot of different people, and I'm very thankful that people have taken me under their wing and pointed me in the right direction and extended help and offered support where it is needed. And a special thanks to all of the bargaining units that we have. I know we've done a shout out today, but they work diligently and tirelessly as a partner in Blue Water. And I can't thank them enough for all of the work that they do to support staff and students across our district. So we will continue with those efforts to meet regularly, to discuss issues, and to prioritize the working conditions for our employees, as well as how we support students and families across Blue Water. So that is my report. Would you like to sum anything up?
Thank you so much. Do trustees have any questions or comments? Trustee Craig. Trustee Morgan? Go ahead.
I'd just like to say thank you to all the senior staff for all the work you do. We do appreciate it.
Second that commendation. This is an 11-page report, a set of our priorities. It's extraordinary. There are at least 200 bullets, all of which represent an initiative. I find, however, that there's one aspect of the challenges that this board faces and that the teachers and students of this board face that I don't feel is adequately reflected here. So let me throw my 3 questions at you. I'll read all 3 at once, so maybe the chair will consider them to be one question, because they really do relate to this one area. And I'll just do it as I've written them. Why is there no mention in this compendium of initiatives and priorities of any efforts to use prevention and teacher training to address the needs of students who are challenged by dyslexia, ADHD, and FASD? These conditions are mentioned here, but sort of in passing. In particular, I noticed autism was mentioned, but the others not. Second part of my question is neurodivergence in general being highlighted as a set of biological and psychological differences that can severely impact students? Is addressing that reality part of our set of priorities for the coming years? Is there a structured effort underway to inform and educate teachers and EAs about these often debilitating conditions. That's what I would consider to be one of the biggest challenges facing all of you, our whole system, is how do we deal with these kids who are facing horrendous challenges in their life that come from stuff that's going on in their brain that they have no control over. So I'd certainly like to get your feedback and to put it all together as a single question, is there place in this report, in this initiative, to add a focus on those in particular 3 conditions, with a focus on prevention and teacher training?
Through the chair. Thank you for the question and comments. I will start by saying that broadly, the topics that you're speaking of, so students with different learning needs, are represented throughout all the work we do. It's embedded in quality instruction. It's embedded the work we do with all students in well-being. So if we are meeting students' needs in well-being, we're talking about all students. If we're talking about quality instruction, right? Quality literacy initiatives that you just heard about in tiered focus, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and mathematics focus, that is quality instruction for all students across the district. In terms of specifics, we have opportunity for things like training, development. Some of that happens on things like professional activity days. Now, as we know, the ministry sets out some of the topics that we must cover with teachers, but we do have some opportunity, for example, to work with our educational assistants on topics of their interest. So we work with them to see, what might be a need, what might be an interest. We work with our union partners. We actually develop a brochure of options, and staff can participate in various trainings. That's just one example. So I will say that underpinning all of our work is looking at that tiered level of service.
Any other questions?
Well, I could just follow up with my pointed question that pertains.
I want to see if anyone else has a
Oh,
question.
please do. Go ahead. Oh, yes.
Are there any other questions or comments with respect to our report tonight? One more question.
Well, it's the restating of the central question here, to be honest with you. I think this is a very impressive report, and it indicates how dedicated you are to making improvements within our board in so many different ways. But these 3 neurodivergent challenges, dyslexia, ADHD, and FASD, and there are some others as well, do require specific focus. And I wish there was a place in this document to talk about particular prevention and teacher training, to bring about some relief for these children who are often going through hell.
Through the chair. So for dyslexia, for example, we do specifically the work we've done in literacy around the right to read, and in providing Lexia for tier 2 students and Empower for tier 3 students. That is definitely a way that we are addressing that. We have also done work on professional development days in universal design for learning and in differentiated instruction. And so the precepts of both of those are, when we're designing a lesson, that we know one of the pieces in the math achievement plan is knowing the mathematics learner, and that applies to whether you're teaching mathematics or anything else. You have to know the learners in front of you, and when you know the learners in front of you, if you have a student with FASD, which is fetal alcohol syndrome disorder for those of you who don't know the acronym, when you have a student with FASD, you would be doing things in the development of your instruction that would support that student. And so it's an integrated design for learning, and that's probably why it's not specifically articulated in the report, is because it's integrated within all of these other things that we're doing.
Thank you, excellent.
It is a really comprehensive report, and so many of them, when I read the topics, I think back over the year of the reports that have come to us that more outline that topic in a broader way in terms of our reading mathematics. So there's many ways that you can look back and see the presentations that have come to us through the year, and it'll be an interesting tool as we look at our strategic planning to see all of the work and what's involved and know where we're headed for our next steps with that. Thank you all so much for your presentation. We are to communications. There has been no correspondence received. Communications and announcements from student trustees, staff. Trustee Lutz.
Thank you. So I had the immense privilege last week of getting to briefly attend part of the SAL, so Supervised Alternative Learning Student Forum, and so not only was it incredible to see the SAL students together, because most of them, they aren't normally together, they were from all across the board, and brainstorming and sharing their ideas, but the very special part of the afternoon that I got to be there for was honoring the achievements of all the students this year, because they've all achieved a lot, but especially honoring the fairly high number of graduates we had within the SAL program this year. I don't have the number handy, but it is very impressive. And, you know, we talked about flex and adult graduates, and this is the one group we haven't talked about yet. So I just wanted to make sure they were acknowledged for their incredibly hard work this year, obtaining credits, and just really focusing on their learning in their lives. So thank you for letting me share that.
Trustee Atkinson.
Thank you. I had the opportunity to attend the Flex graduation last week, and as I sat down, Kim Hardison sat down beside me and she says, "Tracy, I don't have any Kleenex to hold it together." And I'd never been before, and of course we hear about Flex at SEAC all the time, but to see and hear their journeys and where they've pulled themselves up from. There was a young man who attended his homeschool secondary 5 days out of 195. And I thought, oh boy. But he graduated. He's got his grade 12 diploma. The young fella that was the MC, a Blue Water student, stood up and told us that he was autistic and that in public school he would never ask a question, raise his hand, or participate in anything extracurricular. And there he was, the MC of his graduation from Flex. Told his story. These young people came from all walks of life, whether they had no homes, they lost a parent, food was an issue. It was just, I haven't words for it. It was just a beautiful day. And they were so open in sharing their stories with me afterwards that I thought, this is why we do what we do, and we do great work here at Blue Water. And to see the achievements, but what was really nice to see is I would think 75% of the graduates that day also have their mental first aid certificate. And to me, that was amazing. They were so proud, and some of them are going off to post-secondary in careers that are fabulous. Some are going into the trades, and some are just having some time for them. But to be celebrated the way they were celebrated, the teachers, Patty and Betsy, I think they've become part of their family. They were so excited, and the enthusiasm of those two teachers, I get why those kiddos graduated with their diploma. It was just something remarkable to see and very heartwarming. And tomorrow night is adult graduation, and that is another story for another day, but it's just great to see these accomplishments from our students.
Just to add on to Flex, I also was able to attend that, and the students were thanking the board broadly for that program's existence because they said it was their lifeline, it was their last chance. And they were so appreciative to have it, and now have made their way. They were either graduating or a few were returning to their home schools, had a few more credits to go, but they were very, very appreciative of the opportunity. Any other announcements? Trustee Johnstone?
I'm going to be a little cheeky, but the end of the school year is coming. It's very, very close, and I just want to thank the students that are here. Best wishes for the coming year in all your endeavors. And of course, elementary then ends the following week. Anyway, happy summer.
Are there any out-of-district meetings, conferences, conventions to share? And the calendar of events has been provided for you. And with that, I'll be looking for a mover and a seconder that Blue Water District School Board adjourn at 8:48. Trustee Luke, seconded by Trustee McComb. Stay home, everyone.